$200 a month. That's what I was quickly losing, and I had no idea until I found it by accident on my credit card statement. Not from the budgeting app, from something way simpler that took me 10 seconds. 6 months ago, my credit card bill kept creeping up, and I couldn't explain why. I wasn't buying anything crazy, just the groceries, a few subscriptions, gas, the usual. But the number kept climbing. I tried a budgeting app once, spent 20 minutes categorizing transactions, and gave up by the second week. This time, I tried something simpler. I just uploaded my statement to Claude and asked it to look. I've always used Claude for work. Today, I tried something different. I used it to help with personal finance, to find real money in my own spending, and a few other ways I now use it for personal finance beyond that one statement, and the exact prompts behind all of it. I'll explain them all in the next few minutes so you can try it too. So stay tuned till the end. Here's the thing nobody tells you about credit card statements. They are designed to be skimmed, not read. Dozens of line items, small charges, subscriptions renamed slightly every year. Your brain glazes over by line 12. That's not a discipline problem, it's a design problem. And if a budgeting app requires you to manually tag every transaction, most people, including me, quit before it helps. This isn't just a statement trick either. Once I saw it work once, I started pointing the same tool at other money questions I'd be avoiding, comparing spending across cards, planning a big purchase, even tracking a small side debt I wanted gone. Need you to categorize anything. You upload a PDF or even a photo of your statement and ask it in plain question. It reads the pattern the same way a person would if they had unlimited patience and zero judgment. Think of it like handing your messy garage to a friend who's genuinely good at organizing, not lecturing you, just pointing at the pile and saying, this box, and this one you don't need. The same friend, it turns out, is just as useful when the question isn't what's in the pile, but should I make this purchase? Or which of these two cards cost me more? Here's the one thing most people miss. It's not the big expenses that quietly drain you, it's the small recurring ones. A $9 subscription you forgot, a free trial that became a charge 4 months ago. And this pattern shows up everywhere once you start looking, not just on one card, but across every recurring bill you have. So here's the framework, and it stretches past just statements. Step 1, the upload. Takes 10 seconds, just attach the PDF or picture, no prep needed. Step 2, the ask. One plain English prompt, or just ask what looks unusual or repeated here. Step 3, the flag. Claude lists specific line items, not vague categories, and just the real ones. Step 4, the compare. Do the same with the next month's statement to see if anything changed. Step 5, the expand. Once the habit set, point the same prompt at the other money questions. A second card statement to compare fees. A bank statement to see where grocery spending actually trends month to month. Or a rough budget you type in yourself before a big purchase. Asking whether it fits your usual spending pattern. Step 6, the habit. Repeat monthly, 5 to 10 minutes, not an hour. For example, in my case, step 3 got a duplicate charge from the same merchant 2 days apart. One email later, refunded. In a separate month, step 5 got something different. Comparing two cards side by side showed me one was charging a foreign transaction fee, the other wasn't, on the exact same purchases. But wait, the objection I hear most is my spending's too complicated for this. It's not. Complicated is exactly what it's built for. Beyond the statement check, here are 4 other ways the same approach works for personal finance. First, subscription audits. Paste in a full year of charges and ask which recurring services actually got used versus forgotten. Second, big purchase planning. Describe an upcoming purchase and your typical monthly spend and ask whether it realistically fits without really derailing the month. Third, debt payoff clarity. List your balances and rates in plain text and ask for simple payoff order. Largest interest first, not investment advice, just arithmetic laid out clearly. Fourth, trend spotting across months. Upload 3 or 4 months at once and ask what category crept up the most, which catches slow creep a single month never shows. Now, here's the part that actually changed how I use it. Doing this once in a regular chat is useful, but it resets every time. Claude doesn't remember March when you're checking April. So I moved whole thing into a Claude project. A project is just a dedicated space that holds every statement you upload month after month in one place. I named my monthly money checkup. Set a simple standing instruction inside it, something like always flag unusual or repeated charges and compare against previous months in this project. And now, every month, I just drop in the new statement. Claude already has the last 5 or 6 sitting there, so instead of single month snapshot, it's spotting a full trend automatically. That subscription that quietly went from $9 to 13 over 8 months, a single month check never catches that. A project does because the history is just there. Now, the mistakes. Mistake 1, the vague prompt. Asking how can I save money gets generic advice, not statement specific findings. The fix, name the file. Ask what looks unusual. Mistake 2, the one time check. Doing thing this once and never again. The savings compound monthly, not once. Mistake 3, ignoring small charges. A $4 charge feels too small to matter, but 12 of them don't. Mistake 4, not comparing months. One statement shows a snapshot, two show a pattern. Mistake 5, treating this as financial advice. It's not a substitute for a real advisor, it's a pattern finder, especially for debt or investment decisions. Mistake 6, oversharing sensitive info. Black out full card numbers before uploading always. Mistake 7, stopping at one use case. The statement check is the easy entry point, not the ceiling. The same habit extends to purchases, debt, and multi month trends. $200 a month is a $2,400 a year. From one habit, 10 minutes, and that's before you even touch the other 4 ways to use this. Or let it run as a standing monthly system instead of a one time check. If this saved you even one subscription you forgot about, send it to one person who complains about their credit card bill. See you in the next one.